This is Diana of Be4STEM, and today, as you can see, we're back outside, and I've brought a few of my animal friends out here because the career of the week that we're going to discuss is vet tech. In the world of STEM, anyone who studies animals is familiar with the new career of vet tech, which has become very popular because they serve many roles helping veterinarians and zoo officials who need help every day in managing the care of the animals under their supervision to make sure that they can provide the best habitats for them. And that's what it's all about. When we have the care of animals, we want to make sure we provide the best habitat possible in their lives. So, what we have with us today is a setup for one of the activities in my unit on animals, and we're going to use as a background our career crew adventure that features Sasha as a zoo manager. And Sasha's problem in this story that she must use her career crew team to help solve is that she's got some geckos and they have skin problems. They've been losing their skin and they can't figure out how to grow new skin and get them back in health so they can return from the zoo hospital back to the regular zoo habitat where they live. So vet techs come in handy helping, and you'll see how that goes when you read that story. So the two members of the crew that are instrumental in helping solve this adventure problem are Sasha, who's a solver. She likes to find problems and figure out ways to solve them fast. And her friend Dennis, who's a designer. We talked about designers last week, but he likes to go to the lab and work on a setup like this. So we're going to do an example of what he might do to solve a problem for best habitats. What we have set up here are some simple petri dishes and lots of different kinds of soil and water, as you'll see. Because let's say a new group of animals just came into our zoo today, and what we seem to have are a monkey, an alligator, a tree frog, a ladybug, a starfish, and a black bear. So, what we have to do is work with all the different types of soils we might put them in to have the best habitat and see just what we think. So one way that you might start this is to research where these animals came from in the wild, what kind of soil they lived in, and then start putting some water into the different types of soil to see what happens. And this will help you determine how much soil they might need to survive well in their natural habitat. So if you see we pour some in the clay-like soil, oh my goodness, it's absorbed immediately, the same with the sand. But if we put it in the pebbles, it's not absorbed. They could still walk on it if they don't need full water habitats. And that could represent rivers, oceans, or streams today. And so you're just practicing what happens when you put water on these different types of soil. And think about where you might find them. All right? And then, after you've experimented with that, and record your observations on the little data sheet that comes along, you might want to zoom in and kind of see what's going on in that soil. You can add as much water as you want and see if maybe it absorbs and dries out quickly or slowly. Those are some terms we like to use. What happens with the sand? We've worked with magic sand before, but what happens when it's just sand and water? Or should we mix it with some pebbles? Maybe each animal will be different. So after you've made those observations and asked some questions and referred to the research you probably did. Then you take each of these animals and kind of, oops, the starfish got away from my forceps. So as you see, we just have simple equipment here. Petri dishes, forceps, and we use those because we don't want to give the animals our germs. We'd also wear gloves if we were a vet tech in the lab. And some simple magnifiers and the actual rocks and soil. But if we were to try to find which of these would be best for the starfish, we'd start with the mountains. Water. Don't starfish need some water? And do they need fresh water or salt water? We'd need to know that. And can they sit on rocks and in the sun? Maybe they could sit there with lots of water. Do they need black soil? How do they eat? I think you'll find in your research starfish eat by going across the soil and using their tiny villi to soak up some microorganisms. Might be hard in the clay and the soil, but there might be some in the sand if it's moist enough. And then maybe they'd end up wanting to live on the edge of the ocean and go into the ocean with the tides and get super moist and come back out. But you can investigate all those kind of things. What about the ladybug? Let's try this ladybug. If we can grab one of these legs, we'll start her out on the mountain. What do you think? Across the soil. Where do ladybugs get their food? Do they get it from rocks, pebbles, clay soil, sand, water? Well, we might end up finding we need to put this ladybug on the edge of the trees because she's going to try to climb one and probably eat leaves. And so that's how you'd continue. Let's do the brown bear. Get one more example in. We'll start here on the mountains. Think about where you may have seen pictures of brown bears. Are they walking across dirt or rocks or pebbles or clay, sand, water? It's probably easy to eliminate some of those first. I wonder if you'd think of a bear on top of a mountain, or maybe in rocks so they'd have some camouflage to hide when they're looking for prey. And then maybe they'd like near water's edge. Maybe they'd like a fish every now and then. And you could kind of leave him wherever you decide and then go check your research and make sure you're right. And then we'll go on and let's do one more. How about the tree frog today? You can have an assortment of these mini animals, and after you've determined their best habitat, maybe you could build one in a diorama for it. And let's see, the frog, a mountain. I think he needs to be kind of moist and kind of safe from predators. And if he's a tree frog, he'll need some trees too, so maybe he'll need the soil. And clay, would that be too dry to grow the trees he needs? Could he maybe hang out near some water's edge sometimes and get some insects? In the ocean might be too much water. And in the sand he may not find the right kind of food. Not many insects near the ocean usually. So those are the kind of things you investigate, and I think I'm going to choose to leave him here near the ladybug, but he probably needs a little more water's edge near soil too. So there you go. And that's how we kind of use these activities to help you think about how you would solve these problems if you were a vet tech or a zoo manager like Sasha. And we hope you'll enjoy these stories, and you can find these activities that go with the stories too at our website Be4STEM, and also on Teacher Pay Teacher. So that's Be4STEMinc.com, and my Teacher Pay Teacher store is at Be4STEM Inc. And have a great day. We look forward to seeing you again soon.